Okay, Seahawks fans, nation, whatever. Hey, last time I was on here talking about Seattle, I was talking about how you destroyed us, the Detroit Lions, and it turns out you are still good. So I want to talk about this a little bit. You can see the title that your star power makes you serious contenders. I'm going to go in. I'm going to talk about some of that star power and other things that makes me feel like you're going to be good. And I know during this game, you were probably a little bit frustrated, especially in the first half. To start the second half, it was field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, right? And it was just constant field goals. And then you find yourself up 15-13, but you're like, come on, we're playing the Red Rocket. It's Andy Dalton. What is going on? And they're just hanging and hanging in. But that's what Carolina has done. They just hang in. They don't ever win, but they hang in. But watching you play against them was something that was totally different than what other teams were doing. The first two teams that played Carolina, the Falcons, and who else got them? It was the Saints. And what you did was score points. So before I get into all this, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're a Seahawks fan, we do at least 2 or 3 videos a week on the Seahawks. We're Lions fans, but we love the NFL and we love talking about the Seahawks. Yes, yeah, unfortunately, even after they beat us. And so comment, subscribe, like the video. That would be fantastic. So when I'm talking about the Seahawks star power, what am I like actually referring to? And I think what we have to start realizing is with this team, if Geno Smith is playing well or pretty well, this is an offensive unit that becomes one of the best in football. They become one of the best in football because everything else is set up around them. So I'm actually not going to talk about Geno Smith first. First star that I'm going to talk about is Kenneth Walker. There's some injuries year one, but then he started playing. You saw the potential. He had a massive final season in college at Michigan State, which I hate to talk about. And I hate to talk good about Kenneth Walker because I'm a Michigan fan. He's a Michigan State guy. And I understand way out in Seattle, like you don't care about the Michigan State rivalry. Well, I do. All right. So this is very difficult for me. But Kenneth Walker, I don't remember or I don't see anyone in the NFL right now that really possesses the just extreme balance that he has. The leg strength, whether it's drive, whether it's balance, whether it's contact balance. I mean, it is unbelievable watching this guy not go to the turf. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how he does it, but he carries the ball 18 times for 97 yards, gets a couple of touchdowns. He has some burst. Zach Charbonnet is doing really well yards per carry, 9 for 40, 46. I mean, that's over 5 yards a carry. So that's really good. Same with Walker. Overall, the team is running the ball well, and they ran the ball often. And I think this is what's crazy. You talk about teams that are a run first team. Well, when you're running the ball successfully, it sets you up to have passing success. And it was unbelievable as I'm watching games. There's 2 ways to throw the football. There's run the ball as the Seahawks do, then set up play action, set up rollouts. They like the patient nature of this offense is so awesome. And you get 36 attempts, or you can do what the Panthers did, which is have your backup quarterback, Andy Dalton, throw the ball 58 times because you're not getting any run game. And that's another area where I think we have to talk about Seattle and what they did so well. Your offense can be elite. Your defense, the run game, the run stopping of your defense has been awesome. It has been awesome through 3 games. Did you fix the run defensive problem there in Seattle? Because if you've done that, and just another case, they ran the ball 14 times for 44 yards. Now, granted, they didn't really try. They didn't really try and run the ball. I get it. All right. And the best average per attempt was Andy Dalton. A quarter of their runs, of their yards came from Andy Dalton. Your run defense was phenomenal. So that kind of sets up this thing. And then we'll go back into the stars and the star power. Your offense can be elite. Your defense can be good enough. I think what is so nice is you see how good the run defense has been, and you've been giving up yards in the passing game. I don't anticipate that continuing. Witherspoon's only going to get better. All right. You've got decent pass rush. All right. Whether it's coming from the inside, whether it's coming from the outside. Boy, Mafe got to the quarterback in this game. So that was good. You've got great players coming back. Like there's a lot of things to be excited about with this team defensively. Even I think that this team will come into their own on the defensive side of the ball. But until then, this offense has been good enough to carry them. The offense has been good enough to carry them. So let's look at more people that have been doing their job on the offense. DK Metcalf has been an absolute problem for people this year. Absolute problem. If you're telling me that you've scored 37 points in each of the last 2 games, and in those games, especially the last one, Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith and Jigba combined 4 catches for 44 yards. I'd be like, I don't know if I believe you. But the run game is so good. They're getting help from the tight end position. 80 yards of offense from the tight end position. Kenneth Walker, 60 yards receiving. DK Metcalf, just absolutely finding himself wide open. And it's good scheming by the offensive coordinator. It's that simple. So this was kind of interesting to me. I came on after the Lions Seahawks game. I'm sorry, this is a Seahawks channel now. So Seahawks Lions game. No, I'm not saying it. Lions Seahawks game. And I talked about how the Hawks just completely outcoached. Pete Carroll outcoached Dan Campbell. And how this has happened 3 years in a row where Aaron Glenn has just gotten absolutely obliterated by Seattle and this offense. And especially coming in with hurt tackles and things like that. And here you go and you do the exact same thing against the Panthers that you did to us. You found a recipe that works. But after I filmed that, there were a lot of comments on the video talking about how Pete Carroll isn't a great coach, how he's not doing good. And it's like, how much success, sustained success do you need to believe you have a great coach? So if I say star power, yes, I'm talking about DK Metcalf. Yes, I'm talking about Kenneth Walker. I'm talking about the future of Devin Witherspoon. I'm talking about other players in the defensive backfield. I'm talking Bobby Wagner. I get all that kind of stuff. But I'm also talking about Pete Carroll. The dude's just won wherever he's been. He has been a consistent winner. Seattle is a top 5 team in wins since he's been there in the NFL. He's good. So you can say you like him. You can say you can't. Honestly, it doesn't matter because the proof is in the pudding. Russell Wilson goes to Denver, stinks, right? Like just bad, which I didn't necessarily see coming. Geno Smith goes to Seattle, has been terrible, is good. In many ways, as good as Russell was. In fact, Russell's last year to Geno's first year, Geno was a better quarterback. What is that if it's not coaching? You have a quarterback who's believed to be an elite quarterback, leaves, stinks. You have a quarterback who's believed to be a backup, not elite, not good enough to lead a team to anything of significance. He comes to Seattle, he's good. What is that if it's not coaching? Star power and coaching is important. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. I think Chris has got one coming up tomorrow too on the Hawks. So talk to you later. Bye.